In 2001, the seventh largest company in America evaporated in 24 days. Enron wasn't an energy company. It was a casino operating inside an accounting firm. They convinced Wall Street they had discovered how to print money legally using a formula that turned debt into fictitious profits. While executives cashed out $1 billion in bonuses, 20,000 employees lost their life savings on a Tuesday morning. This wasn't a calculation error. It was an algorithm designed to burn the world down and collect the insurance. What happened in Houston changed capitalism forever, and the fingerprints of this crime are still on every chart you see today. In the 80s, Enron was boring. They moved natural gas from point A to point B through metal pipes. Fixed profit, slow growth, total boredom. But Ken Lay, the man at the top, wanted more. He wanted the kind of money that comes from speculation, not hard labor. Enter Jeff Skilling, a McKinsey consultant who looked at the company's physical assets and saw them as a burden. His vision was radical: turn energy into a financial commodity. Enron would stop selling gas and start selling contracts on the price of gas. To the market, Skilling was a genius. To reality, he was the architect of a parallel universe. He demanded one condition to transform Enron: the use of mark-to-market accounting. Here is their secret to instant success. If Enron signed a contract today that could earn $50 million over the next 20 years, they recorded all $50 million as profit on today's balance sheet. The money didn't exist. The service hadn't been performed. But on paper, they were billionaires. The algorithm of greed had an obvious flaw. What if the projected profit never happened? In real life, that's a problem. At Enron, it was just a reason to create another lie. To hide the black holes in the balance sheet, they brought in the third man, Andy Fastow, the master of special purpose entities. Fastow created hundreds of shell companies with names of Star Wars characters and dinosaurs. The strategy mathematically cold. Enron transferred its debts and toxic assets to these shell companies. Because Enron controlled these companies indirectly, the debt vanished from the official balance sheet. In the eyes of investors and the media, Enron was an infinite growth machine that never lost money. The company was voted America's most innovative by Fortune magazine 6 years in a row. They were innovators. Indeed, they innovated the art of hiding corpses in broad daylight. The internal culture was a social Darwinist experiment. The evaluation system was called rank and yank. The bottom 15% of every department were fired every year. This didn't create efficiency. It created an army of sociopaths willing to inflate numbers just to survive. In 2000, the algorithm of greed found its greatest host: the California energy crisis. With the deregulation of the market, Enron saw an opportunity to manipulate supply and demand. Enron traders in Houston would call power plants in California and order them to shut down for maintenance right in the middle of a heat wave. Supply dropped. The price of electricity skyrocketed 800%, and Enron profited billions from an entire state's desperation. There are audio recordings where Enron traders mock grandmas who couldn't pay their electric bills. They called the money stolen from California the gift that keeps on giving. The company wasn't just playing the game, they were breaking the board to sell the pieces. Every Ponzi scheme has an expiration date. Enron's expired when the stock price stopped rising. The house of cards depended on Enron's stock value as collateral for the debts of Fastow's shell companies. When the dot-com bubble burst, the market finally looked down. An analyst asked Skilling on a public call where the detailed balance sheet was. Skilling's response was an insult. It was the first visible crack. Arrogance was the shield, but the balance sheet was the sword that would cut them down. In August 2001, Jeff Skilling suddenly resigned, citing personal reasons. The captain was the first to jump ship, taking $60 million in stock sold at the peak. Months later, the fraud was exposed. Arthur Andersen, one of the largest auditing firms in the world, went down into the abyss for helping shred the evidence. Enron declared bankruptcy in December. The algorithm finally spat out the final result: 0. Ken Lay died before going to prison. Jeff Skilling served 12 years. Andy Fastow became the star witness, but the collateral damage cannot be measured in prison sentences. The collapse of Enron wasn't a failure of the system. It was proof that the system works exactly for those who design it. They created their own language to hide the truth and a metric of success that ignored the existence of the physical world. Today, we look at cryptocurrencies, at tech companies that have never turned a profit, and at complex Wall Street derivatives. The question isn't whether there is another Enron out there. The question is, who is running the algorithm of greed right now while you watch this video? History doesn't repeat itself, but it certainly rhymes with the same numbers that destroyed Houston 2 decades ago.